back. Our guest on this segment is Tammy Westcott with the Community Service Council. Tammy, good to have you, child.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
First of all, define it. What is the Community Service Council?
The Community Service Council is an organization that's been in Tulsa a long time, and they are a research, action, and planning organization. They get groups together to try to solve some problems that may be in the Tulsa County area, anything from maternal health to homelessness to working with veterans to reentry for prisoners, and then of course the division that I head up, which is the courts program.
Well, everything you named, oh, heaven help us. Every one of those things need our support.
Absolutely.
Not only through the council, but they need the support of people in the community as much as possible. And well, I'm not going to get a political thing here. I'm not going to do that. I promised you I wouldn't do that. I read the other day that Oklahoma leads the nation now in female incarceration. And within the next 2 months, the male inmates will be right up there with them because of a recent change in the law in Louisiana that's going to boost our figures right over the edge. And the numbers are astounding. There's no way to point the finger of blame at any one thing, but there is a way to point the finger at things that are working to help slow down folks from choosing that lifestyle, is there not?
Yes, there are. First of all, we get them at the point that they're already involved in the justice system. In the ideal world, we start reaching people before they ever get to that point. We reach them as children, as youth, and when they have misdemeanor offenses. But by the time they get to our programs, they are already charged with a felony. The great thing, though, is we could still turn their life around at that point. We have the opportunity to offer them treatment, supportive services, judicial accountability, and they are able to walk away. Most of the time, the DA it dismisses their case, costs to state when they complete the program, so they aren't strapped with that felony conviction, and it changes their life. They have to be drug-free, sober for an extended period of time before they can graduate our program. So yes, they're caught in the criminal justice system, which we don't want.
And it's a revolving door. I mean, just on and on and on.
It is a revolving door, and our programs are meant to stop that revolving door. Not only stop the revolving door for the person already in the system, but if we can change the parents, the grandparents, then hopefully their kids won't end up in the same system, and they will also avoid any type of incarceration. We have to change the incarceration rates. When we house someone in incarceration, it costs about $19,000 a year for us as taxpayers. To treat them in our drug court programs is $5,000 a year. It only makes sense to treat nonviolent offenders, to rehabilitate them, rather than sending them to prison. One of my favorite lines, and I say it all the time, is prison bars do not fix addiction and mental illness. It only makes it worse.
And right now, nobody's really paying attention to mental illness at the legislative level. There I go, I'm doing it again. But they aren't, and it's a sad state of affairs. I heard the other day, the man who's in charge of our prisons said that we need 2 more prisons, that it's that bad, that we're right on the edge of being dangerously overcrowded, that they're already on top of one another,
right,
that there's just no room. And you know the state's not going to build. They might bring in a private prison, which is, I don't think that's going to help anything or anybody.
Right.
It's a profit, thing. We need to, as you said, in some way nip it in the bud in the early days.
Absolutely, and we're really proud of the work that's been done in Tulsa County. Tulsa County has actually decreased the number of receptions to DOC, Department of Corrections, for females in the last couple of years. That's due to a lot of great community work by community sentencing, the drug court, DUI court, veterans court, mental health court, which are our programs, and then of course Women in Recovery, which is the privately funded program there in Tulsa County. We all work together to say, where can we put defendants that can be rehabilitated, that are in need of treatment? Where will they be best served? It's not a numbers game. We're not in competition with each other. If they belong in women recovery, great. If they belong in female drug court, great. Well, let's put these people in a program that actually rehabilitates their lives, saves incarceration rates, saves dollars. And the thing is that the DA, the district attorney in every county, is the gatekeeper. They have to say someone gets into our courts. And sometimes I think they feel political pressure to not what we call be soft on crime. But the truth is they are the leaders in public safety. They are to protect us. And all the statistics show that actually crime decreases, recidivism decreases, and you do increase public safety by putting these type of offenders that need treatment into treatment programs versus incarceration. So if you really want to increase public safety, let's get people into rehabilitation and treatment rather than prison, because if these kind of people, addicts, people with mental illness, go to prison, they're probably just going to come out worse and not better.
And that's more than true. You also are well aware, and I know you know this, that what grabs the headline is, the sensational crime, a murder,
Right.
A kidnapping. But you don't hear about the ones that go through these programs and come out and become productive citizens.
That's true. That's true. We need to do a lot better job of educating the public, and we appreciate the opportunity to do that today. It's proven that people that come out of prison reoffend within 3 years at the rate of about 56 to 60%, somewhere in there. Drug court rearrests, drug court graduates, rearrest rate is about 27% after 3 years. That's a marked difference in the amount of people that are going to be rearrested. We have seen it. We have 4 graduations a year. We actually have one this Friday coming up. We have 4 graduations a year, and every time we graduate about approximately 60 people, give or take, that their lives have been changed. They are free from drugs and alcohol. We make them get a job. We help them find stable housing. If they don't have a GED, we work with them to get a GED and a high school education so that they can get a better job. And it's meant to truly change their life, and then hopefully their family's life, which in the long run does so much more for public safety than locking people up.
On the other side of the coin, what you said is true. Tulsa is doing a better job. But we also live in a county where we have children who go to bed hungry at night, a large number of them, and those same children get their only meal of the day at school. And that's not good. That's not right. I mean, who are we?
Right.
I thought we were the richest nation in the world.
Right.
And look at this. And it's not just Oklahoma. It's all over the United States.
Right. So let's start with incarceration costs. If we can cut from $19,000 to house someone to $5,000 to treat them, and we can take all that money and start helping education, start helping hungry children. There's only so much money to go around, so let's use it in a wise way. Certainly the wise way is treatment and not incarceration. And let me just say that, most people don't wake up one day and say, I'm going to be a meth addict. There's trauma. There's something in their life that has happened that needs treatment. And also we have our Veterans Court. Let's honor those that have served. They come back and they self-medicate with drugs or alcohol. Let's provide them a place that they can be rehabilitated and not sent to prison.
Okay, we've got about a minute.
Okay.
You're not a Pollyanna, but at the same time, I hear chords of hope coming out of you. You're encouraged about the future and the direction that we're moving.
Yes.
Am I reading that correctly?
That's correct. And just so you know, I used to actually be a prosecutor for Tulsa County District Attorney's Office. I loved that side of it, but I loved what I did in alternative courts. Why? Because there's hope for individuals, there's hope for families, there's hope to change our community if we get more and more and more people into treatment and out of prison. I honestly believe we can change the public safety, the amount of people that are reincarcerated and incarcerated, and we can change the lives of individuals and families each and every day through our programs.
I'm going to make a suggestion here, and I hope you don't take it wrong. I would go after the publishers of the newspapers, the general managers of the TV stations and radio stations, and bring them together and say, look, we need your help. And I bet you might be surprised at what you get. But you've got to plug into that level to get their attention.
Okay.
Just take it and run
All
with
right,
it.
I will.
Hey, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And I hope we talk again.
Oh, anytime. I love these courts.
We're out of time. I got to go.
All right.
We are out of time, and we'll see you back next time around for the next edition of Perspectives. Thank you for joining us. Have a good day.